When Hector Adames sent his nephew Joshua off to a friend's house near Chicago one afternoon in May 2001, he was confident the 8th grader would be safe. Instead, he never came home.
I wish we had had a chance to see what he would have done.
Joshua's friend Billy was the son of a sheriff's deputy. According to court documents, Billy found his service weapon in a closet and was playing with it when Josh came over.
He removed the magazine to try to show him, he was under the false assumption that there wasn't a bullet chambered. And he pointed it to him, it went off. And then Joshua went down and he never got back up again.
Even with the magazine removed, a single bullet was still in the chamber. It hit Joshua in the stomach. He was just 13.
It never stops hurting. You just learn how to live with it.
An NBC News investigation found since 2000, at least 277 people, including Joshua, have been killed in accidents in which the shooter believed a gun was unloaded because the magazine was dislodged or removed. A century ago, gunmakers designed a fix aimed at preventing such accidents, a small metal piece called a magazine disconnect. Typically, pulling a gun's trigger sets off a chain reaction connecting multiple internal parts, causing the weapon to fire. A disconnect prevents those parts from connecting when the magazine is ejected. That stops the gun from firing, whether a bullet is in the chamber or not. But disconnects are not widely used, in part thanks to pushback from the gun industry. Richard Pearson is the executive director of the Illinois State Rifle Association.
Basic firearm safety rules take care of everything. Magazine disconnects just makes things more complicated.
You told me you couldn't even find a gun in this facility that had a magazine disconnect.
No.
Pearson argues it's on owners to secure and use weapons properly and says a disconnect could be dangerous in cases of self-defense.
If your magazine falls out during a struggle, which often happens because the bad person is trying to grab your gun too, then we have a problem. And so you have one round left to defend your life, and it's gone.
NBC News contacted more than a dozen handgun manufacturers. All but one did not respond, and none agreed to answer questions. Today, just one state, California, requires magazine disconnects in newly purchased guns, and that law is being challenged.
The difference between firearms and pretty much every other type of product in the United States is firearms and the firearms industry enjoy a federal immunity shield that other products don't.
When Joshua Adames' family tried to sue the gun maker, the lawsuit was tossed out because of that shield. His friend Billy was convicted of involuntary manslaughter in juvenile court, and 23 years later, Hector is still fighting to prevent accidents like the one that killed his nephew.
We've lost our humanity if we put so much precedent in a weapon above humans. What message are we sending?
Maggie Vespa, NBC News.
Thanks for watching. Stay updated about breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or follow us on social media.